Hello once again, Niner Faithful, and also welcome into any Chiefs fans that may be with us. We have the second to last episode of 49ers Scouting. It's here, Super Bowl week. The Chiefs have been on top of the NFL for half a decade now, with their 4th Super Bowl appearance in 5 seasons. While their first Super Bowl win was spearheaded by a ridiculously explosive offense, this team has been spearheaded by an outstanding defense. This will be a huge test for a 49ers team that has had to get to this game with 2 comeback wins. Both teams have felt like they haven't put together complete games, and it will come down to who makes the fewest mistakes over 4 full quarters. We're going to have 2 videos this week, 5 keys for the offense and 5 keys for the defense. So make sure to like and subscribe to the channel and make sure to have your notifications turned on so you can be alerted to when part 2 drops. But we'll take a look at 5 keys for the offense and what the 49ers have to execute to come out of Las Vegas with their first Super Bowl win in 29 years. You're watching Johnny Dell's Football Academy. On offense, key number 1, they have to stay committed to run the ball. Against the Lions, the 49ers struggled to get the run game going but stayed committed to it. The Lions were the second best run defense in the league though, and were only allowing 3.7 yards per rush during the regular season. Kansas City on the other side allowed 4.5 yards per rush on the season. The 49ers offense needs to start and end with the run game. San Francisco runs a wide zone-based run offense, and when teams get too vertical on defense, that's when some explosives can happen. Here, the Lions are pressing against the run, and the playside linebacker looks to fill aggressively, but takes himself out of pursuit. So now, if you can get to the edge, you've got it. On the edge, Kittle and Warner do a phenomenal job. Warner is able to kick out the forced defender, and Kittle is just different. He's taking on a defensive end, then gets a 2-for-1 and picks up a pursuing safety as well. McCaffrey is not going down with an arm tackle, and now you have an explosive run that effectively sealed the game. But this means staying committed to dirty runs. The Raiders averaged only 4 yards per rush for much of their win over the Chiefs. Here, Las Vegas are trying to run a wide zone as well, and in the same way, you'll see Tranquil gets vertical just like the Lions did. There's a hole to the outside, not sure why Las Vegas' running back doesn't stick with it, but Kansas City does get very vertical in their run defense. Their linebackers fill aggressively a lot. This will lead to a lot of dirty looking runs, but does make them susceptible to the big one on the edge and also to misdirection runs. So here, Las Vegas beat them with it. They're faking an inside run with a wide receiver jet. Notice how both linebackers get vertical and aren't in position for pursuit to stop the run short of the first down marker. They're not the most physical on the edges. Imagine Debo running this play. Here, Green Bay did the same thing. They're going to fake the inside run and have the wide receiver on a jet sweep. Again, vertical attack by the linebackers, and they have numbers in the run game. It's a 9-yard gain, but again, imagine Debo Samuel on these runs. Then, when the misdirection runs are working, you can lead into the misdirection pass for an explosive. Here, the Raiders are going to fake the inside run, wide receiver reverse, then hit the screen. You can see the linebacker Bolton, Justin Reed, and the defensive line pursuing the wide receiver reverse, and the throwback screen is there for a huge gain. This all can work in concert to keep the pressure on the Chiefs' defense to contain the run. So when the run game is going on early downs, it keeps Kansas City in their run-down defenses, and you have opportunities for play action. What do I mean by that? Most people think of the Chiefs as a man coverage team, and they do run a lot of man coverage, but on rundowns, they primarily run zone. Here, the Packers are going to go play action and run a couple deep curl routes. The Chiefs are in cover 2 zone. The run fake draws up the underneath zone defenders, and you get a chunk gain through the air. And this is a staple play in the Shanahan offense as well. This then leads to key number 2, be intentional with your shots. So when you've hit them with the vertical play action passes, there will be opportunities for a shot on some movement passes. This is Green Bay running a play we run a lot, the slide concept. It's where you fake a wide zone one way, then come with a 3-layer movement pass the other way. A common shot play off of this is the corner post. Where the deepest route normally runs a corner route, teams will run it on a corner post. So Kansas City knows this, and their backside corners on these slides will bail to cover a post route. This is where I think they can hit Kansas City with the old Y leak. We haven't run it in a while, but back in week 1 of 2022, we ran this versus Chicago. You see, Chicago's backside corner bailed, not to cover the backside post, but I think it's still there. Here, we had it wide open and Trey Lance wasn't able to hit it. I think Shanahan will look to hit this play at some point. Another shot play I think will be there, since Kansas City will run a lot of man, is the basic concept. This is where you run a basic route paired with a rail route. Against Jacksonville, they came out and cover one man, and that's something that Kansas City runs a lot. And that put George Kittle on the rail route, which is a mismatch I think the 49ers can get, or they can also run this with McCaffrey. But against Jacksonville, it went for a huge touchdown. The third key on offense, stay patient versus their zone. Like I said, on many rundowns, the Chiefs will play zone. In the dropback game, Purdy needs to stay patient and don't force the ball into the intermediate area. Early in the game, Josh Allen did a nice job of this and kept Buffalo's offense moving and scoring points. Here, they're looking to clear out for Diggs to work in the intermediate area. But Kansas City's defense played soft and he checked it down to the running back and gained 6 yards. Here, they're trying to run a speedo concept, where they'll clear out one side and run Stephon Diggs on a high crosser. Kansas City did a good job of jamming Diggs off the line, who then runs into his own tight end and the whole play is blown up. Allen doesn't panic, doesn't force anything, he checks it down, and it still nets about 15 yards. All of these things keep the offense moving, in rhythm, and keep Spagnuolo from all those crazy blitz packages and man coverage that they're so good at. Which is key number 4, keep Spagnuolo out of his bag. They are so good at generating pressure and playing coverage behind it. Here, they're showing man coverage the whole way and heavy pressure off the strong side. Then at the snap, they back out, are playing a 2-deep fire zone, and bring pressure off the weak side. The Raiders have a bench concept dialed up to put the Cloud defender in a vertical stretch, but the pressure forces O'Connell to make the wrong read. With the Cloud in a bail and a free blitzer, he should be getting this ball out to the flat, and then it's up to your guy to make a man miss to get the first down. Instead, he's trying to fit this ball into a tiny window with heavy pressure coming, and it's a failed third down conversion. On another third down, they're showing 2-man pre-snap, and you'll see what makes them so tough. They're going against a couple really good receivers in Davante Adams and Jakobi Meyers. The way they play their 2-man is really tough. To the 2 receiver side, the safety will double anything vertical from the number 1. If not threatened vertical, they'll then look to cross key on the number 3. To the 3 receiver side, the safety will help on anything in breaking from the number 2. As O'Connell has dropped back, they've got Adams covered. They've got the in-breakers from the number 2 and number 3 covered. So O'Connell is going to try the fade down the sideline, which is perfectly covered. This is what you don't want to let Kansas City get into. The Raiders ended up having to go to running the ball on 3rd and longs. So when everything is covered up, it leads us to key number 5. Purdy has to get yards with his legs. Kansas City isn't as susceptible to the play action pass as you'd think. They have given up some, but they will have plays where they cover it really well out of the fake. It's in moments like these, Purdy needs to be able to get some yards with his legs. Josh Allen did, and even though it wasn't a first down, it made it 3rd and short instead of 3rd and long or 3rd and a mile. Or here, the Chiefs came out with cover 1 man and a 5-man pressure. They cover everything really well, and Josh Allen is able to get some yards with his legs. We saw this last game. The Lions were in cover 1 man, and with everything covered, Purdy was able to escape and get yards with his legs. You do all these things, you keep the offense moving, Spagnuolo out of his bag of tricks, and give the run game opportunities, eventually you'll get the explosives. Here, the Raiders are going for an outside lead play. It's late in the game, they're trying to seal it, and the Chiefs are trying to attack the run. They're going to slant inside, and Bolton has stepped up to fill the hole. But Jakobi Meyers has a great seal block on Mike Edwards, along with a great kick out by the fullback. And the backside linebacker, Willie Gay, can't make it there in time, and it's an explosive run. The opportunities will be there, but San Francisco has to execute these 5 keys on offense. So stay tuned for part 2, 5 keys for the defense, coming soon. But until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, and go Niners.